Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And my name is Ibrahim. Today is Friday, and I'm going to talk about what is taking place in Lasanod. And it's very unfortunate that the conflict right now taking place in Lasanod. What we are hearing and what we see on the screens and the TVs is very unfortunate. And to be honest, the position of Somaliland and SSC is like a parallel line. They will never ever meet, because the Somaliland, since 1991, they are saying we are independent from Somalia. But SSC is saying we are part of Somalia. Sol Sanagan Ain is saying we are part of Somalia. SSC position is that. Again, why I'm saying that I'm paralleling again, Somaliland is saying that we have been killed in 1991, regime that was toppled by the SNM themselves. The SNM is movement in Somaliland. That is the SNM fall down or topple the government. But they're still claiming that that regime has killed us. They call it names, even their politicians. It's not something hidden. Even in Hargeisa, it's called names, which is Fakash, Darod, because Siad Barre was from this clan. But in bracket, the SEC is Fakash. So how do Muse reconcile that? People, you call it, they kill me, they are the Fakash, and then they have to be part of me for me to promote my agenda, which is to become independent from Somalia. How that will he reconcile? How that works? The small babies born in Lasanod, they are told behind Lasanod there is of the city, behind the city there is a mountain called Sid Abdullah Hassan Mountain, Said Mountain. And the children who are born in Lasanod, they are told that this mountain, historically, it signifies or symbolic to Drawish movement that fought for independence of this country. So it promotes how this country was fought for. People have shed their blood to get independent for this country. That is what it signifies. But the other ways, people born in Hargeisa or Bur or anywhere in Somaliland, they are taken to Hargeisa, then there is a big plane displayed in the center of the town, Hargeisa. And then they are given history that this plane bombed us, our grandmothers were bombed, fathers were bombed, killed by this plane, big plane. And it was the Fakash, bracket the Fakash, the SEC who killed it. SEC is the people that are claiming themselves that they should be part of us. How Mose or how will Somaliland administration reconcile these two? That is two different ideology, that's why I'm saying it's parallel line. Parallel never meet in mathematical science. They never meet. So it's a parallel. Both of them are on parallel. The ideas are parallel. They never meet. This is the position. This is the fundamental issue. This is the root cause of the conflict, the problem that's taking place. So today, if they say that we are not part of you, it doesn't mean that you start conflict, because you know the position of this community. Again, that is now when it comes to the ideology, standing of the position of ideology. But let's see also how that administration, what did they do in Sol, Senak and Ain the last 15 years, since 2007, they were in Sol and Senak region. What have they done? Let me just put in a scale, because I have enough experience than anyone else, because I work in that region and I know what I'm talking about. Let's put into perspective. We have it is normal in an administration, whether it's Puntland or Somaliland, they depend on foreign aid. So I'm going to take one of the biggest projects, for example, implemented in that region. That's Somaliland and Puntland. So far I know, that's the JBLG. joint program for local governance. Just one example, just one of the projects that has been. In this project, the package is that to develop roads, build schools, health centers, name them. This is the package. But this project was never ever implemented either by Puntland in Sol Sanag and Ain, or Somaliland in Sol and Sanag. Nobody has contributed anything. Somaliland has not done anything in Sol Sanag and Ain. Puntland has not done anything in Sol and Sanag and Ain. That is something very crystal clear. Even anyone coming from Puntland, anyone who is in that administration, he knows what I'm talking about. So that is one of the projects I'm talking about. One of the projects that is for development. So nothing has been done in that region as far as I know, because I worked and I understand what I'm talking about. That's when it comes to development or the administration presence. What do? They have not done anything. Okay, that's an issue now again, which now people see that there is not anything they're getting from the administration. Even if they could have said, okay, let's stop and then let's continue maybe cooperating with this. But the other thing is, in terms of security, that's what I'm not going to mention. It is crystal clear what is happening in that city. People are killed. In that city since 2007, people are disappearing. Nobody arrested, nobody held accountable. And this is one of the issues that has caused the protest, which has now the caused the conflict of today. Because people, they see, they have a feeling when their loved ones are killed every day, nobody is held accountable. You understand what you should do. Ask people in Puro. If your people are killed, ask people in Hargeisa. If your brother is disappearing every day and nobody is just held into accountable, what will happen? You go to the street and protest. That's the only slogan that you can use. That's the only weapon that you can use. And we have seen that when they did that, we have seen what the Somaliland army did. They killed more than 20 people had died in the first protest, not the one going right now. The first conflict when it happened. Today it's not even. I'm not going to mention. We'll come for later. So there is a big problem here. Musabihi and Siranyo, they are totally two different, because Siranyo was understanding the context of how the Somali live among themselves, how they interrelated. So these are some of the things he respect. But this man, Musabihi, has no respect for any Somali value when it comes to traditional elders, when it comes to the religion. Because we have 13 traditional leaders, who went to lasanod to discuss and come up with how they can handle the situation. But before even their finding came out, or before the result of the meeting came out, or before the press statement came out, they started fighting because they know that what the ideas of Somaliland is not working in that part of the region. And that's why they started the war. That's how the fighting is started. Then after the fighting started, Somaliland has started now promoting two agenda. I don't know why, I don't understand why in 2007, why they came to lasanod. Because if this is an agenda that is for Somaliland, I don't think so. Because before 2007, they were in Oak location, but they moved to lasanod, of which I'm thinking that this is not an agenda that's coming from Somaliland. It's an agenda that is pushed by probably by UK government. That's how I'm thinking, because UK government train, it is everybody. I'm not the one who is saying they train their soldiers. Because the RRU you're hearing, the Rapid Response Unit, is trained by UK government. It is not their finance and given the skills of training. But today they are unleashing the same people they train. They are unleashing terror in lasanod. This is very unfortunate. This is something UK government should know. This is the parliament of UK government should know. If they have their resources were used and then there's a gross violation of human rights, then there's a need to be put on account what happened. This is very important, that it has to be noted, that if that is the reason, then they should put into account what happened. Because you cannot just violate the rights of someone because you have the skills and trained soldiers, and then you cross human right violation. Then the other thing is that that's one of the justifications. I don't know. They're saying that we're going to the British territorial, and that is one of the agenda we are pushing forward, and that is the justification that they have. The other one, the justification is that people living in lasanod are terrorists. Even those who are fighting now are terrorists. 5 days ago, they were not terrorists. They were part of the administration. Where did you get this idea? We know that in the world of today, if somebody wants to kill you, he just say, oh, this guy or this group of people, they're terrorists. And then that is a mere justification. And then they cross the human rights violation. This is what's happening right now. Musa Bihi is just using a mere justification to say that they are terrorists in lasanod. 5 days ago, before the war, they were part of Somaliland, so terrorists were not there. So now, because you need your own self-interest, you want to identify people that they were terrorists. Where is terrorists coming from? Let's check. Let's put into scale. Where is the location of lasanod? On the east side, we have Garowe. You think that terrorists can cross Garowe and then come to lasanod and kill people? Give me break, Musa. That's not a justification. On the other side, you are the administration. We have Hargeisa. Where did they come from? On the other side, we have Ethiopia. Where is the terrorists coming from? Is that the logic, Musa? What is your equation? How do you put those equation? Please. How do you put it? And then you identify people because you want to kill them. And then you get a magic. It happened everywhere. That people are just called, you are terrorist. Even everywhere in the world today. If you have been, if you have been want someone to cross your rights, they just say you are terrorist, and then they put you into your life into jeopardy. This is the case now in the world of today. It is something. It's a tool used to kill people today, in the name of that. That's not the reality, because all the neighboring. And by the way, when there was an attempt that was happening in Garowe, you remember when there was a fight between terrorists cross to Puntland, they got support from SEC, and then and that is how the position of these people. We don't have terrorists in lasanod. So 5 days ago there wasn't, but today they are terrorists because you start fighting. That's not justification, Musa Bihi. Musa Bihi, this is my message to you. My last message to you. But before I send you my last message to you as an individual, as a Somali, I'm just... Because you cannot kill those people by that mere justification. But let me tell you that. You see, it is just a reminder that you're one person. You will die. The meter is waiting you. You know the meter, what I'm talking about. Because when you topple in 1991, your SNM toppled Siad Barre. After a few years, he's dead. He died. Yarhamakullah. God bless him. He died. And that's after a few years. And then your administration right now is your struggle. Your days has... Okay, your administration, we know that your time has ended. But still you're causing problem. But you don't know that, and now you're almost 70. I don't know if you're 80 or 70. You're above 75 years old. And your days are numbered. But my message to the youth is that they should not wait, Musa Bihi too. Because now when you look at the situation before the war, there was good interaction between people. People are coming from Bosaso, coming from Garowe, coming from Galkaya, coming from lasanod, coming every day to... Many of them travel on that route. So people who are selling, who have business on the way, call them in Sheikh, in Bur'o, in Berbera. I'm not lying. Their restaurant, they were getting travelers who promote their business. Hargeisa, when they come to Hargeisa, people, they go to the hotel and book the hotel and then they pay. This is how the people enter. Student exchange. Some some youth travel to other part of Puntland or wherever it is, or in Solent, Senag and Ain, work there, and then they improve their life. So there's this kind of, and this is what Sirani was just making sure that it is not crossed. That's a red line. But what happened today, Musa Bihi? What did you cause? Today people are running away in Amud and crossing to Jigjiga. Students in Amud are crossing to Jigjiga. What is your position to that? You don't see the red line, you cross the red line. Because of their safety, people they live with, their people are dying in lasanod. The soldiers coming from Boroma are dying in lasanod. So how do they stay in that part of the country? So this is very risky. The implication you never know. Must take this situation very seriously and stop this war. Please stop the war. Don't kill mothers and children in the hospital who are delivering. Look at what you did in the biggest hospital in lasanod. This is not logic, Musa. Use your brain. Stop the war, Musa. Please stop the war. Musa, please stop the war. Your days are numbered. Please. You know that you will die. And the Prophet said in the last days of, if you remember, in the last days of Hajjatul Wida, you remember some of the things the Prophet make sure that it is protected. It's one of the blood of the people. And this is the same the Hadith Prophet say that in the day of Qiyamah, the first thing to be counted is the blood of people. How they kill each other. So please, Musa, stop this war. And then federal government, we cannot have a government inside a government. Because what Somaliland is doing is that they are trying to flex their muscle. And the federal government, it is their mandate to protect and safeguard the civilians. You cannot come out as a statement and say and a few statements outside, and then that's okay. But that's not enough. People are killed, mothers are killed in lasanod who are delivering babies. Residential areas, homes are bombed. We have never seen mosques are bombed. Come on. This is madness. This is not something you condemn. You come out and then read a press statement. Like Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, he came out and read a press statement. That's not enough. We need something process that starts. We see it on our own eyes that you start a process. Make sure that this issue should never ever come back. People should not be killed. Because now we have federal government. Their main mandate is to protect. If you think that you're only fighting for other issues, but forget about the issue of lasanod, it doesn't work. They are part of Somalia, and it is the mandate of the federal government to work to make sure that they protect the civilians. Why is it that you see that that you take it lightly by coming out press statement? That's not the issue. And finally, SEC is not like the SEC used to hear. Because SEC today, their people are united. That's one thing. And it is this unity that today, 30 years administration, that's the administration of Somaliland, they cannot set their foot in lasanod. 5 days fighting. Nothing has happened. Which means that this is a war that you will never ever win, Musabi. Because these people are united. It's not okay. You have some few people working in Hargeisa, coming from that region. Okay, collaborators are everywhere. Even during the colonial period, there were some collaborators. So collaborators are coming from everywhere. No problem. You can have some people collaborating with you because that's not the position of SEC. Please take this matter seriously and stop this war. Please stop the war.